All right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we are going to talk about the emphatic mode of fail mudare. In other words, how do we create emphasis when we are using fail mudare? You might recall from a lesson that we covered a long time ago that if we have a noun sentence, so this is a sentence that starts with a noun, then we add emphasis using the word inna. A classic example from the Quran is Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Indeed, and most definitely, Allah has power or control over everything. So when we are starting a sentence with a noun, to add emphasis, we use the word inna, and then this puts the noun in nasab. This is something that we've discussed before. Now, we are going to look at how we add emphasis to a fail mudare. With fail mudare, there are multiple levels of emphasis. I'm going to cover the 4 levels with you, but the one that we are going to focus on is this last one because this is the method that you will see most often in the Quran. Now, one way of adding emphasis to fail mudare is to just add this noon at the end. So if you have a verb, yaf'alu, so this is a regular verb, fail mudare, present tense. Yaf'alu means that he is doing or he will do. Now, if you want to emphasize this, one way is to add a noon khafifa. So just add this noon with a sukoon. Now, you will notice that the next item says noon thaqila. With noon thaqila, we are adding a noon with this shadda. The word khafifa means light and thaqila means heavy. And even from the way you pronounce this, khafifa has sort of a light way of saying it, and thaqila is heavy. So noon thaqila is a heavy noon, and it's heavy because it's double. So yaf'alanna. So notice that it's heavier. It's heavier because of the shadda. So when we add this noon thaqila, which is the noon with the shadda, that adds even more emphasis. So the first one, noon khafifa, adds emphasis. The second one, noon thaqila, adds even more emphasis. And then the next level is to add a lam fatha before the verb and a noon at the end. So notice with yaf'alu, if we add a lam fatha before and then a noon at the end, this adds even more emphasis. So if our verb is yaf'alu, then adding lam fatha and noon makes it la yaf'alan. And then examples of this, la yakunan. Notice that if we have over here we have lam fatha noon. Another way of writing this at the end would be with a double fatha, which makes the same sound. So la yaf'alan could also have been written like this. And in the Quran, you often see things written like this. La yakunan or la nasfa'an. This is ayn followed by a noon, but it can also be written with this tanween. But the one that we'll focus on is this one. This is the one that we see over and over in the Quran. This is where we have a lam fatha at the start of the verb, and then a noon thaqila, which is the heavy noon, at the end. So la yaf'alanna means that he will most definitely do. So this is the strongest form of emphasis. An example from the Quran, this is from Surah At-Takathur. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. So لَتُسْأَلُنَّ, this actually has a dhamma in the beginning, so that makes it passive. This means that then you will most certainly be asked that day anin naim, about all the blessings that you had. So notice that this super heavy form of emphasis is created using a lam fatha in the beginning and a noon thaqila or noon shadda at the end of the verb. So this is the key point to remember. Sometimes you will only have a lam at the start. So la yaf'alu, when we only have a lam at the start without any noon at the end, this makes the verb present continuous. So it means that the action is just happening. So he is doing. It doesn't add emphasis. It just adds continuity. So it makes the verb present continuous. But again, the one that we are going to focus on is la yaf'alanna. Now, this might look slightly complicated initially, but I'm going to walk you through this. We are going to do the conjugation using emphasis, and the emphasis that we'll focus on is where we have the lam fatha in the beginning and noon shadda or noon thaqila at the end. I've done some color coding here to indicate what we need to do to add emphasis across different words in this conjugation. What I've highlighted in blue, all these words are converted into an emphatic mode using the same technique. And these items in blue are the ones that are used most often. So let's do this. Yaf'alu means that he is doing or he will do. Let's convert this now into emphasis. So when you have yaf'alu, so yaf'alu, if I want to add emphasis, I'll put a lam fatha in the beginning and a noon shadda at the end. So this will be added and this will be added. When we do this for all these items in blue, so third person masculine singular, third person feminine singular, second person masculine singular, and all the first person verbs, these are all fail mudare, we need to add a fatha on the lam letter. So this is the lam letter. So instead of dhamma, we need to convert this into a fatha. So this becomes la yaf. So la yaf lanna. So notice this is the fa letter, this is the ain letter, this is the lam letter. This dhamma gets converted into a fatha. So la yaf'alanna means that he will most definitely do, and then whatever action we are talking about. So la yaf'alanna, he will most certainly or most definitely do. So the next one now, taf'alu. Can somebody tell me how, so what does taf'alu mean? Somebody?
I will do.
No, this taf'alu means,
Af'alu.
no, taf'alu means she does or she will do. This is second person female. And second person male is the same thing. This is just a conjugation. Let's just go with second person male. So taf'alu means you are doing or you will do. How will I say you will most definitely do? Like you will most definitely study Arabic. Okay, so how do we make this into, you know, emphasis? So we have taf'alu. So what will I add? What will I add in the beginning? So there'll be a lam, yeah, and then there'll be a noon shadda at the end. So this will become la, taf'a, and then how will I end it? So la, taf'a, will I put lanna or lunna? What do I put on? Lanna. So all these blue ones will have a fatha on the lam letter. So lataf alanna means that you will most definitely do. And then how will I say I will most definitely do?
لأفعلن.
Exactly. So I will most definitely do becomes la af alanna, and we will most definitely do.
لنفعلن.
Excellent.
لنفعلن.
Exactly. So notice
لنفعلن.
la naf'alanna means we will most definitely do. All right. So we've covered all these blue items, which is all the singulars except for second person feminine singular, which is a bit of an oddball, and then all the first person. Now let's move to the green ones. The green ones are also very common in the Quran. This is third person masculine plural and second person masculine plural. And we say masculine, but yaf'aluna refers to men and women. So if you are referring to a group of men and women, which is often the case, then it's yaf'aluna in third person and taf'aluna in second person. The rule for this is similar, except that we will now have a dhamma on the lam letter. So if I want to say you will most definitely do, and I'm saying you second person plural, this will be, so again we'll have a lam fatha in the beginning. Then there is
لأفعلن.
taf a luna. So this is our standard. So la taf a luna, and then we are going to have a noon shadda at the end. Now here the rules are, the waw and the noon are dropped. These two are dropped. They are replaced by noon fatha, and this dhamma remains. So if I want to say all of you second person male plural or second person plural will most certainly do, I will say la taf
لأفعلن.
alunna. So effectively then, what's the difference between this second person plural and second person singular? It boils down to just this fatha versus dhamma. So when you see taf alunna, this means all of you plural will definitely do. And when you see la taf alanna, this fatha means that you singular male will definitely do. All right. So I want to emphasize this because most of our exercises later are based on the sort of all these elements that I've shared over here. There are these other ones too that I'll just talk about briefly, but the blue ones and the green ones are the ones that appear predominantly in the Quran. The other ones are very infrequent, because you can think about it, either a command is being made to an individual, or a command is being made, or something is being emphasized about a whole group of people. So these are the two. And again, for all the singular ones and first person, we are putting a noon, a heavy noon at the end, and the dhamma gets converted into a fatha. For plural, the waw and noon gets dropped, the heavy noon is added, and the dhamma is retained. Okay, I hope you can remember this, because there will be several exercises related to this coming up shortly. Any questions so far? Okay, so when you do the exercises, they will come through. All right, now just for completeness, I'm going to show you the other ones. We've already covered the blue and green. Now I will do these others. So this, yellow / mustard. So what do we do with all these duals? What happens with these duals? So these ones over here. So yaf alani. This will become. So let me just, to make this interesting, do this with a slightly different word. So no, actually I'll do it with the dual. So yaf la ni. So this is our standard, yaf'alani. How do I convert this into emphasis? I put a lam fatha in the beginning and then a noon shadda at the end. What do you think will happen to this noon over here? This will get dropped. The only time the noon doesn't get dropped is when we have the female plural noon. So in other cases, this noon will get dropped. So what we will end up with is la yaf and then this so la yaf alanna. This alif becomes silent. We just jump over it. So la yaf alanna. All right. So yaf alani becomes la yaf alanna. Taf alani will become la taf alanna. So this is la taf alanna, la taf alanna, la taf alanna. So just drop the plural noon and replace that with the noon shadda. So that's effectively what we are doing here. Do you remember something about the female plural noon? This never gets dropped. So even earlier when we talked about nasab and majzoom, the female plural noon never gets dropped. So how do we add emphasis over here with yaf alanna, with yaf alna and taf alna? So with yaf alna, we will, so let me just write this first. So yaf alna. So I'll add a lam fatha in the beginning and then a noon shadda at the end. So the way I'm going to do this is we can't obviously have three noons. So what do? So the beginning part is relatively straightforward. So the beginning part would be the lam and then yaf. So this becomes something like this. Yaf al nanni. But just for completeness, I've showed this to you. This doesn't show up very often. So you have a noon, fatha, alif, but that's not pronounced. And then we have the noon and the shadda. All right, so I'm just going to leave it over here. The ones that I really want you to know well. Yeah, shadda is this jazm. Yeah, shadda and then and then we have a kasra over here. But what I really want you to remember, and I'm going to make you do this over here, all the ones that don't have an X, so these are the blue ones, all the first person ones, the singular ones. So I want you to do this exercise now for dakhala. So first of all, I'm telling you that dakhala is bab nasara. So what's the fail mudare for this? No. Fail mudare means nasar. Remember, nasara is nasara yansuru. So dakhala. Very good. Dakhala would be yad.
Yadkhulu.
Exactly. Yadkhulu. All right. So if I have third person male, now I want to add emphasis. Do you remember the rule for emphasis? So I'm going to have a lam fatha in the beginning and then a noon shadda like this at the end. And do you remember all the blue ones? They were all the singulars and all the first person. Okay. So what is third person? So what do I do over here? Somebody, so Dr. Shafiq, so third person male.
Singular.
So tell me, I want to la yad.
Sorry.
So la
yad lanna.
La yad who
Lanna.
Exactly. La yadkhulanna. So what does this mean? That he will most definitely enter. Okay. Now somebody else tell me. Aziz Saab, can you tell me what third person female singular? So she will most definitely enter. So
لتفعلن لتفعلن.
no, we are now on dakhala. You are stuck with fa'ala. We have moved on to dakhala. So so first of all, third person female would be
تدخل.
exactly tad who, and then there's this lam. So what do I add at the beginning?
La.
La
لام زبر.
la tad
La
who, and then
Lanna.
lanna la tad khulanna. Okay, now the next one is tough. So Manzoor Saab, second person male. You singular will most definitely enter.
تدخلن.
It's the same.
تدخلن.
Second person female and
تدخلن.
third person female, second person male is the same.
جی.
Okay, next. Farooq, what is first person? So first person singular.
أتدخل.
No.
تدخلن.
First of all, first person.
First person. أتدخل.
No, there's
لا
no,
تدخل हो जाए.
no, there is no ta in first person. So just regular first person.
تدخلن.
First person
Can you hear
would
me?
be, now I can. So first person would
أدخل.
be, first person is
لا تدخلن.
la
لا تدخلن.
la adkhulu. So it would be la adkhulanna.
لا أدخلن.
Okay, and what about first person plural? Talha. So we will most definitely enter.
Yes, sir.
لا تدخل.
So
Alif is replaced by noon.
exactly. So instead of so Talha, first what would it be without the
Yes, sir.
emphasis? So what is we
Uh,
enter or we will enter?
يدخلون
No, we.
يدخل we
The ya is for third person. Right now we are on first person.
ندخل.
Aziz Saab, let Talha do this. I just want to make sure he gets it. So
ندخلون.
yeah, nadkhulu. Okay, nadkhulu is we enter or we will enter.
ندخلوا.
Now I want to add emphasis. We will most definitely enter.
لا
لا
ندخلن.
ندخلن.
La nadkhu
خلنا.
la nadkhulanna. All right. So la nadkhulanna, we will most definitely enter. Okay. Now they will most definitely enter. So third person masculine plural. So over here, this box. So let me pick somebody. So somebody who hasn't had. So is Mr. Ehsan Zia? You want to have a shot? Okay. Yes, quiet. We'll go, Dr.
لا يدخلن.
La yadkhu.
غني is not.
Okay.
يدخلون.
Very good. La.
يدخلن.
Yeah. So
لا
the thing is-
يدخلن.
exactly. La yad lunna. When you have plural, then the lam letter will have a dhamma. So the only difference between the plural and the singular is what we have on the lam letter. So la yadkhulanna is for singular, la yadkhulunna is for plural. Okay, and then for second person male plural, it would be la tadkhulunna. All right, so la tadkhulunna. So all of you will most definitely enter. This dhamma tells you that this is plural. All right, so this hopefully has been understood. For homework, I want you to do the same thing for hamala. And just over here, I'll ask you hamala bab daraba. So what does this mean? What's the fail mudare?
Ya'mulu.
So daraba, what's the present tense fail mudare for daraba?
Yadribu.
Daraba
Amala yahmilu.
yadribu.
Ribu.
Daraba yadribu. So what do we have on the lam letter, the middle letter?
Hamala.
Kasra. So hamala.
Yahmilu. Hamala yahmilu.
Exactly. So hamala yahmilu. So notice that whatever's happening on the lam letter is based on the bab. So this is bab daraba. That means the lam letter is going to have a kasra. What is happening at the end is based on, the conjugation. So this is an important point that we've discussed before. So for homework, I want you to do the conjugation for hamala, and I'm just making you do the blue ones and the green ones. So, all these are the blue ones. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is it my have it?
Sir, I think it's your
distortion.
internet. I think
Say that again. Can you hear me?
your internet is lagging.
Yes.
Yes.
My internet.
Yes.
Okay, if
We
you
can hear you, but there is a lag.
All right, let me just try. Let me see if I change my. Just give me a second. So, any questions so far?
No, sir.
But just one question. You gave us a good hint in the first page. You said if it's like a zabar, then it means something. And if it's a page, then it gives you a quick hint. Can you remind me about that?
The zabar is for singular. So all the singulars and all the first persons, they were zabar, and the plural, the third person male plural and the second person male plural was dhamma.
So third person and second person are same.
The third person and second person are the same. Okay. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Will it be yahmilu, yahmilane, yahmiluna?
Yeah, so it will be the same pattern that we just talked about. So dakhala, so hamala is bab daraba. So daraba yadribu. So hamala will be hamala yahmilu. And then you fill out this table the same way. And then for rafa'a, this is bab fataha. So you need to go back and look what's bab fataha. So you can come up with the fail mudare. And then you do this exercise also. And in all these cases, based on the bab, so fail, this is bab fataha, the vowel on the middle letter, the fa letter, will be different. Okay. Now some more work, and all this is pulling together material that we've seen before. So la aktubanna. What is the so I want you to, for each of these verbs, you need to tell me the root, then tell me whether this is third person, second person, first person. SPD means whether it's singular, plural, dual, and MF means whether it's male, female. So Dr. Shafiq, why don't you get us started here? So la aktubanna. So what's the root here?
Kataba.
So the root is ka
Mataba.
ta ba. Very good. So what does that mean?
It is, he writes.
Yeah, to
He
write.
has written.
Yeah, to write. Actually, just kataba is the verb to write. But now from this, we need to come up with, first of all, whether it's, is this third person, second person, first person?
Third person.
No, this is aktubanna.
First person.
That is first
Yeah,
person.
first.
Singular.
Okay.
First person.
First person. Is this singular, plural,
Singular.
or dual? It is singular. And then male, female, you know, it's sort of, first person doesn't really matter. Okay. And then is there emphasis? So in all these cases, there is emphasis.
Yes,
So
sir.
what does this mean?
He will most definitely,
No,
I will
first-
most definitely write.
Exactly.
I will most definitely write.
I will most definitely write. Okay, or this could also be in the present. I am most definitely writing. So it could be, depending on context, either present tense or future. All right, so I hope you see this. I'll just do one more, and then the rest you'll have to do for homework. La nadhabanna. So let me actually let me do this one. This is let me do this one.
Difficult.
Okay. Yes. Actually, this one is the female plural. Let's do this one. La tahduranna. So what's the root here?
Azara.
Very
Hadara.
So the root is ha, ta, and ra. So what does, do you remember what hazara means?
Present?
Present.
Yeah, present. Like hadara means he came, he arrived. So yadaru, to come, to arrive, and then, you know, to be, and then when you arrive, then you are present basically. So tahduranna. So what does the ta tell you in the beginning?
Second person.
Second person. Second person.
Male. It's second person male. So we can say second person. This is second person male. And is this singular or plural?
Singular.
It is singular because of the fatha.
Zabar.
Fatha.
So second person singular male. And what does this mean?
You will definitely arrive.
You will definitely arrive. Very good. So I think you get the idea. Now I want you to do the rest of this for homework. And then there are a few more. All right. Let's do a few translations and then we will move on to our Quran. Okay. La aktubanna al-yawma maktuban ila muallimi. All right. So Manzoor Saab, can you do this? La aktubanna al-yawma. Maktuban means letter. We've seen this before. Ilal muallimi. Muallimi means my teacher.
Definitely you will come on the day.
No, aktubanna. What does la aktubanna mean?
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will
definitely write.
Right.
I will definitely write.
I will definitely write on the
The
day
letter to my
Al-yawma is
teacher
today.
today.
A letter or the letter?
The
letter.
This is
A letter.
tanween. What does tanween mean?
letter. A letter.
A letter.
Ila
A letter to my teacher.
Exactly. I will definitely write a letter to my teacher today.
Yes.
Or we can also say, I will definitely write today a letter to my teacher.
Yeah, that's true. There can be multiple translations. What you said just now, Aziz Saab, is also perfectly good translation. Okay. لَنَذْهَبَنَّ غَدًا إِلَى الْحَدِيقَةِ. First, let me make sure you know what does the verb zahaba mean?
Go.
Go, went. Like zahaba means he went. So we'll have
Can
to
I
figure
answer
out.
this one?
Sure. What does ghadan mean?
Later?
Ghadan means tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And what is al-hadiqa?
Park.
Garden.
Yeah, garden or park.
Garden.
Okay, so go ahead, Farooq.
So we will definitely go to the park tomorrow.
Yeah. So you're probably used to saying something like this to your kids. Right? So we will definitely go to the park or go to the garden tomorrow. Okay, one last one. And then the rest of the translations you need to do. Okay, so who wants? So somebody, Tala, why don't you do this? La yansuranna Allahu may yansurhu.
So it's an emphasis,
More-
and Yansar tells that it's third person,
Exactly.
singular.
Third
He
person.
will
So he will, but
definitely
then
be
the fact that
victorious.
Allah is in jar, what does that
Right.
tell you?
Allah subject.
Exactly.
So it's like Allah will definitely be victorious.
No, yansuru is to help.
To help. Allah will most definitely help you.
Help.
Man yansuruhu.
Who help?
Who
If
he
you help Allah,
if they will help Allah.
No, yansuruhu. Yansuru is singular. Right?
But-
Yansuruhu, there's no emphasis here. So Allah will most definitely help. Man is who? Yansuruhu. So this means Allah will most definitely help him who helps him. Him being Allah.
Allah.
Okay, so Allah will help those who help him. This who is referring back to Allah. Helping Allah means, struggling in Allah's cause. So Allah doesn't really need our help, but when we, struggle in Allah's path, that is what is meant by helping Allah. So, so doing the things that Allah has asked us to do, that metaphorically is helping Allah. So Allah saying that Allah will definitely help those who help him being Allah. So let's do this one last one. لَتَدْخُلَنَّ الْمَسْجِدَ الْحَرَامِ إِنْشَاءَ. So anyone?
لَتَدْخُلَنَّ الْمَسْجِدَ الْحَرَامَ Inshallah. You will definitely enter Masjid al-Haram, inshallah, God willing.
Exactly. And is this singular or plural?
It is you, that is
You singular or you plural? Like English doesn't communicate singular or plural.
yes. Khulun, lam, the dhamma indicates plural.
Excellent. So all of you plural will definitely enter Masjid al-Haram, inshallah. Why is there a fatah over here?
it's
Al,
object.
because of al.
No.
It's an object.
It's the object. Very good.
It's object.
Okay,
Yes.
so all these things are coming together. All right, so what's your homework?
To do the translation.
Yeah.
Translations.
Yeah, did somebody complain before we don't have enough homework? All right.
Lot of homework, sir. Lot of homework.
Okay, and then guess what? More homework.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
316.
Okay,
Sir,
so
one
this.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question. Then
Sir,
we'll switch to the Quran.
Yeah, sir, one question on how will do this thing in negation?
The negation we've not formally discussed, so we will cover negation, in a couple of classes. In the next class, I'll come to command, and then negation and negative command, we'll get to that. But in general, negation is with la. So when you say like this is not la. This is like la is written like this. Lam alif. This is a lam with the fatha and then an alif with a fatha. So this is even read la aktubanna. It's not, it looks like la, but it's not really la. It's a lam fatha and then an alif fatha. The alif is part of aktubu.
First person.
Yeah, the first person. The lam before the alif fatha is for emphasis. All right,
Okay,
so
fine, thank you.
So that's it for this segment. Now I'm going to switch gears. You can take a 1-minute break, and I'm going to switch to the Quran, inshallah.